With Robert Lewandowski, Barcelona have one of the best strikers in the world in their hands. He's a keystone player for Xavi's team, so crucial that if he can't play, Barcelona have a problem. How should they even play without him? And also, who should Barcelona replace him with once he has left? Well, this we'll discuss in today's video, so make sure to stay tuned. At this moment, once Lewandowski has to be rested or is injured like he is right now, Xavi only has one real option to replace him with really, Ferran Torres. Ferran can play well as a striker, but even for him it's not his best role, and he isn't the same kind of striker as Lewandowski either. Lewandowski is more of a pure 9. In attack he's always involved in the play, but he will primarily always stick to the 9 position and let others do the creating. He's the one who eventually needs to finish the attack, and that's how he is at his best as well. We've seen that early in the season, before Joao Felix had arrived, Barcelona lacked creativity in attack, and it forced Lewandowski to leave his position and help make the play, which resulted in him just not being able to do what he does best, staying up front and getting on the end of everything. With Lewandowski you have a striker who's at his best in a creative team, where he just has the task of finishing it all off. Ferran Torres is a different kind of striker though. He's way more mobile and is more likely to drop out to the wing and isn't that good at just sticking to that 9 position. Matter of fact, if you'd instruct him to play just in the same way as Lewandowski, you would limit him from being at his best. Just being on the end of everything and finishing crosses, that's not his biggest quality. So you don't want him to play exactly in the same way. For him to be at his best as a striker, he has to make a lot of runs in behind the defense. That's something that he is great at. But you also have to allow him to play as more of a false 9 than Lewandowski and to be more mobile. He could, for example, even change positions with Joao Felix during games, as the Portuguese is also quite a mobile player and could be somewhat of a false 9 as well. So Ferran Torres can replace Lewandowski in that striker role, but you do have some changes in how you have to go about things then. Putting crosses into the box won't be as effective, and you'll rely even more on movement and combining your way through the defense. It's definitely a good alternative for having Lewandowski at 9, but you will score a little less goals and rely more on the individual brilliance of some players. By January though, Barcelona will have another option to replace Lewandowski with if necessary, Vitor Roque. Contrary to Ferran Torres, the 18-year-old is an actual striker, and that Barcelona striker position fits him like a glove. He's a very all-round 9. He's not just good at finishing, he's known for being able of doing it all. Finishing, dribbling, link-up play, shooting from distance, kind of like Luis Suarez. And if there's one player that you would label as the prototype of a Barcelona striker, it's him. So with Vitor Roque, Barcelona wouldn't need to change their style of playing like with Ferran Torres, and he would be the perfect player to rotate Robert Lewandowski with. That's how Barcelona can go about the striker position this season. But what about the future? When should Lewandowski be replaced? Well, he might be 35 years of age already, but I think it's still best to just keep him next season and rotate him with Vitor Roque. That way, Vitor Roque would have the time to slowly adapt and not be the main striker yet, while being able to learn from a world-class striker who's seen it all like Lewandowski. Lewandowski will still probably be world-class next season, and it would even be stupid to spend money on a new striker that you don't even know of whether he will properly adapt to Barcelona. Lewandowski is already a settled player. You have to take advantage of that and let Vitor Roque grow under him. So for next season, I think it's just fine to have a 36-year-old Lewandowski and an 18-year-old Vitor Roque as options in that striker position, while still probably having Ferran Torres and maybe don't forget Ansu Fati as an option as well. In the season after that, so we're talking about the 2025-2026 season now, Lewandowski would be in the last year of his contract. So if Barcelona still want to cash in on him, it'd have to be in that summer. Whether you'd sell Lewandowski would honestly all depend upon how Vitor Roque has adapted up till then. If he's been great and if he's been able to slowly become the first striker in front of Lewandowski, I think it would be safe to sell Lewandowski in that summer. If he needs some more time to adapt though, you might still want to keep Lewandowski. Whether you keep or sell Lewandowski though, I think that by now you would need another striker to just have more depth. Because even if you keep Lewandowski at 37 years of age, he won't play as much anymore as he does right now. The only case in which I won't buy a new striker then is if Ferran Torres or Ansu Fati would have become a real option in that role, to that extent that we consider it their main position and see them as long-term options in that role. If not for them, I would buy a new striker. Also, just not place too much expectations on Vitor Roque, who will still be only 20 by then. Who would you buy though? What kind of striker? Well, it depends on Vitor Roque himself. If he's really well established already and will be the first option, then you don't have to go for an absolute world-class striker, but rather someone like Aubameyang and Memphis were, who will be of great importance and get consistent game time but will mainly be used as a substitute. If Vitor Roque needs some more time to adapt, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to look for an already well-established world-class striker who can replace Lewandowski for a while. Someone like Victor Osimhen, for example, whose contract happens to end in that same summer of 2025. Eventually, it all depends on how well Vitor Roque can adapt to the team, and on players like Ferran Torres and even Ansu Fati as well. And right now, with only Lewandowski and Ferran Torres, Barca's striker situation might not be ideal, but hey, it's still better than having Memphis and Luuk de Jong. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, Força Lewandowski, Força Vitor Roque, Força Ferran Torres as well, I guess, and have a good day.